Thanks for coming to the channel, Flav Media. Today I want to talk about this kick drum and a drum bus. What am I putting on this kick drum to give it that oomph? I've been providing a couple of videos for the last couple of weeks. I'll leave the link in the description. Make sure you go check that out. And I'm going to be using the Lindell 50 series and the Acme optic compressor and the standard Logic EQ. Let's go. Let's check this out. Thanks for coming to the channel, Flav Media. Most of y'all that's watching my videos are not subscribed. Make sure you hit the subscribe and that like button and share this content so you know that you're getting the best content possible, and hit that notification button. My videos is going to contain just about everything that you need to know about just processing, sound design, what tools I'm using, how you use the tools, and tips on trying to improve your mix. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I have plenty of videos for you to get started right now. Let's get back to the video. Today I want to talk about the kick drum and the drum bus as a whole. How can we have a cohesive mix for this house track? I've been providing a lot of videos. You can go check that out. But we're going to hear the kick drum as it is, raw, with no processing. Let's hear it. Okay, so that's going to be a kick drum. It's not bad. Not bad. It's a little knocky. What I'm going to be using first is going to be the Lindell 50 series, but I'm going to just give you a rundown what it is. The VU meter, you got your amp section, you have your filter section, you have your compressor section, you have your gate section, and you have your main output. And this is what it's going to sound like with the Lindell engaged. So I brung down the levels. This is the original. Now, you say, why did you bring down the levels? It'll make sense. But for the purpose of this video, you can see I'm using the compressor, I'm using the VCA compressor, and I'm getting at least almost 18 dB of gain reduction. So it's coming down substantially. I have a soft knee on here, and I'm putting it back in with the NIV. The filter section, I got it high pass rolled off at 65 Hertz. I have the total harmonic distortion cranked all the way up to 30, and this is what it sounds like. Now, next, I'm gonna instantiate a Acme amp only. Now, great distortion compressor. Won't go into the details. I might do this in another video, but right now I'm just using the amp. Got the output, using a normal response. I'm using just a little bit of the input. Let's see how it sounds with the Lindell and the Acme. So I'm bringing that gain back up. Not bad, but it's not where I want it. Next, I'm going to be using the standard Logic EQ. And let's hear how that sounds. Without the EQ of the Logic, just taming some of that bottom, rolling it off a little. Without the optic compressor, So this is going to be my gain. Okay, so let's hear it with the track as a whole. Okay, it's nice, but it's just not adding any type of in the kick. Now I'm instantiated with the Lindell, the EQ, and the Acme compressor. And let's see how it sounds. So now the kick sounds more prominent. So it's all about just soundscape and trying to manipulate the kick. Now, you know, like I said, the kick doesn't sound that bad, but it's just not adding any type of feel for me. It's a little clicky. There's no bottom attached to it. And you do not have to use this Lindell, but you definitely need some type of compressor that's going to give you that much gain reduction, and the quality of the sound have to be there. I mean, I think this is a great plugin, the Lindell 50 series, and the Acme is definitely a must if you want that crunch, you want that bottom. Let's hear it with everything. Versus without. Big difference. Big difference. Big difference in my opinion. As far as the drum bus, people say, well, won't you just use the Lindell and the Acme and the EQ on the drum bus? You can save CPU power. You can do that, but you have to adjust the attack, the compression. You have to do all that individually with each and every one of your instruments. So let's just say if I put everything on the drum bus exactly the same, and let's see how it sounds. So this is going to be my drum bus. I got the Lindell, got the Acme and the EQ, and let's hear how it sounds. It's a big difference. So everything is fighting for that gain reduction. So everything is pretty much squashed. That's why a lot of engineers use individual compressors, distortion, effects mixed in equally and cohesively to give you a fatter sound. I'm using a lot of different effects on here: compressors, overdrive, delays, tremolo, using a different bunch of elements, but it's not necessary to have the EQ and the compressor on the drum bus as a whole. There is no right or wrong way. Believe me when I tell you that. I just think it sounds better to my ears, and it fattens up the whole kick as a whole. Right? It fattens it up versus this. Let me bypass the EQ. It's a little clicky. Let me bypass the optic. So it's giving you that move. It's letting you feel it, like make sure you hit that like and subscribe. The next video I'm going to try to touch on is just the vocal break build up on this house or techno house track, whichever one you want to call it. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.